Okay, today we are going to be multiplying polynomials. And this lesson, you might have done before. It's definitely a compilation of a lot of lessons before, but let's just get started. Okay, so the first thing is multiplying a monomial times a polynomial. Right, so these are both vocab words, and I'm just going to highlight, right, monomial means one term, polynomial means multiple terms. Right, and this is vocab. Okay, so when you're multiplying, you can pretty much just use the distributive property, right? Use distributive property. And you learned about that all the way back in the beginning of the year, B10.2. So if you want to go back and look, you can do that. Okay, and then you also used, right, multiplying exponents. And that was B09.2. So whenever you forget some of these things, you've learned them before, you can go back and take a look at the video again. Hopefully it refreshes you. But we're going to use the distributive property, so we're going to take this monomial and we're going to multiply it by everything in the parentheses, right? So since there's nothing next to the parentheses, that's a times sign. In the previous example, like B10.1, we added polynomials and there was like a plus sign there. But since there's just the parentheses, you're going to multiply it. So we're going to do negative 3x squared times 4x cubed minus 3x squared, negative 2x squared, minus 3x squared, x minus 3x squared, negative 10. So this becomes, right, we're multiplying exponents now from lesson B9.2. This is negative 12x to the fifth. Whenever we multiply, we add, right? Do you remember the GEMDAS? When we multiply exponents, we add the powers together. And then this is two negatives, so it becomes positive 6x to the fourth minus 3x cubed minus, this becomes positive 30x squared. So once you get good at this, you'll be able to skip this step and you can just go straight from here to here. But it's okay if you need that middle step, as long as you're, being careful with your math. Okay, there's another way when you don't have a monomial times a polynomial where you're multiplying using a table. So pretty much what we're going to do is we're going to take each factor, right? Two x plus 1, 4x plus 2, these are factors, which is vocab word, right? So we're going to take each factor and we're going to put it on a side of the box, separating it by the terms that you are adding together. And remember, a negative number is just adding a negative number, right? So we use, this is called box method, which is a vocab word. So if you need to go look at the vocab for that. Okay, so we multiply these, right? Multiplying. So we have 4x times 2x is 8x squared. 4x times negative 1 is negative 4x. 2x times 2 is 4x. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. And then we just add them all together. So we have 8x squared minus 4x plus 4x minus 2. And then we combine like terms. So these combine, negative 4x plus 4x will actually become 0, so we get 8x squared minus 2. Combine like terms was also from B02.4. Alright, now we're going to get a little harder. We're going to do a binomial times a trinomial. Remember, this is some vocab. Tri means 3 terms, bi means 2 terms. So we have 3x squared minus 2x plus 4. This is x minus 5. Alright, it doesn't matter which side you put it on, you just have to make sure there's enough x's, right? Okay, so we have 3x to the third minus 2x squared, 4x. 3x squared times negative 5 is negative 15x squared. Two negatives make a positive, 10x, negative 20. And then we just combine it all. So we have 3x cubed minus 2x squared plus 4x minus 15x squared plus 10x minus 20. So this is actually similar to adding polynomials, right? Because we have all these like terms. Right, we're sort of taking this polynomial plus this polynomial, and that was lesson B10.1. That was right before this. So if you're having trouble with this step, maybe take a look at this video. So we have only 3 terms, so we have 3x squared. We have these two, so we have negative 2 plus negative 15 is negative 17x squared, and then we have one x term and then another x term, so we have plus 14x minus 20, and that is our answer. Okay, and then another way, so we have box method is one way, and the other way is distributive property. So I'm just going to put this over here. Okay, we have box method or distribute. And then for this one, I'm going to put this in, I have like a bright red. We're to write out, how do I call this? Power, factor, powers. Okay, so I'll show you what I mean in a second. So we're going to write this out, right? We're going to multiply it horizontally. So we're going to write this as 2x minus 5 times 2x minus 5, right? We know that's what it means when you square it. It's by itself, right? We know that 5 squared is 5 times 5. So we know that 2x minus 5 squared is 2x minus 5 times 2x minus 5. So this one, we can just distribute it. And so we're going to take this first term and multiply it by that guy, and multiply by that guy. And we're going to take this second term and we're going to multiply it by those guys. So it's sort of like the distributive property, but more complex. And so this is called double distribution. So instead of just distributing once, like up above, right here we just distributed once. Here we're distributing it twice, hence the double. So, oh, and this is also called FOIL, which is a vocab word. Okay, so we do this first guy with this guy, so we get 2x times 2x plus 2x times negative 5 plus negative 5 times 2x plus negative 5 times negative 5. So if you know what FOIL is, it's first, right? If we take these pairs, they have a first and a second on both of them. So we take first of both, we take the outside of the whole thing, we take the inside, and then we take the last. If you don't know FOIL, then you can just do double distribution. It's the same thing. So this becomes 4x squared, negative 10x, negative 10x, and then positive 25 because they're both negatives. We combine our like terms right here. We have 4x squared minus 20x plus 25. Okay, let me show you this common error. I've seen kids all the way up and through calculus, so seniors do this all the time. Okay, so they do 2x minus 5 squared. They see that, and they square both ones individually, and they take 4x squared plus 25. Right? But that's wrong because they're missing this middle term right here. Right? They're missing this minus 20x because they didn't write it out. Right? Need to write out my factor powers. If you don't write this out, you might make this error. This is like a super common error. Don't do it. Okay. And then finally, we have another distribution. This one is a little harder because there's more numbers, right? So we go here, 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 here. and then here, 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 right? So it looks really complicated, but once you do it a lot in your head, you'll get it. So let's do the pinks first. 2x, x cubed, plus 2x, 2x cubed, plus 2x, negative 2x, plus 2x, and 4, plus negative 4, x cubed, plus negative 4, 2x squared, plus negative 4, negative 2x, plus negative 4, 4. All these pluses you probably could turn to minus because it's a negative 4, but it's going to give you the same thing because minusing is the same thing as adding a negative. Okay, so let's do the pinks first. So we have 2x to the 4th plus 4x to the 3rd minus 4x squared plus 8x minus 4x cubed minus 8x squared plus 8x minus 16, right? Be careful of your negatives. And now we combine like terms. So this is the only one with x to the 4th. This has 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, and 0. So this is the only one. So we have 2x to the 4th. We have 2 3's. They actually cancel out. We have 2x squared terms. So negative 12x squared. 8x plus 8x is 16x. And then we have one constant term right here with no x's. And this is what we get. Okay. Almost done. So we have 2 examples, and if you could pause the video and then try them, that would be very good for you. So I would recommend that. I'm going to go ahead and solve them. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to show you how I do it quickly. Now that I know how to do this, you can take slower steps, but eventually you want to be this quick, right? Okay, so we do these 2 terms. We do 4x squared. We do the outside is plus 8x, inside minus 8x, outside minus 16. We know these 2 cancel. We get 4x squared minus 16. This one, if I'm doing it in my head, I'm just going to go one term at a time. 7g to the 3rd minus 56g squared plus 4g squared minus 32g plus g minus 8. We get 7g cubed minus 52g squared minus 31g minus 8. Right, so I did that pretty quickly. That's how quick you should go once you get used to it. I'm going to show you again with the box method because this one's a little trickier. So 7g squared, 4g, 1, and then g, negative 8. So we get 7g. So when you have just a g term, it's actually quick to go across it. All you have to do is add a g to each one, right? So just add a g, just add a g. And this one, 7 times 8 is 56, negative 32, and then negative 8. So something you could do when you're doing the box method is you can look for like terms already. So I see that these are my like terms. They both have g squared, and this is just has g. So I have 7g cubed minus 52g squared minus 31g minus 8. So sometimes when you're using the box method, it makes it easier to see where you can combine like terms. Because here you're sort of like looking around for them. Or like this one, right? It was sort of, we were looking around for our different like terms. But we could have done the box method, and sometimes it's easier to see, right? Like here we have like terms there, and you could sort of make that step a little faster. Okay, so this is a very important unit. You're going to be multiplying polynomials a lot, so definitely practice and make sure you can do this very well.